probably hopes it's his last. Brady's friend, former kicker Jay Feely, told Sports Illustrated he was on vacation with Brady and Giselle last spring, and Giselle was, quote, dead serious about trying to get Feely to convince Brady to stop playing. Brady said last year that if it was up to Giselle, she would, quote, have me retire today. Shannon, how much longer will Brady play?
Skip, I believe had Jimmy Garoppolo remained on this roster, this would have been his last year in New England.
Agreed.
But considering he has 2 more years on this contract, I believe he finishes it out. I believe he plays 20 seasons and he walks away. And I think this is what he should do. He should play as long as the fire and the passion is there. Because I'm afraid, Giselle, if you make him walk away, he will be resentful.
Oh, that's
because he can't. It's not like golf, Skip. You know, if you can't compete with the young guys. They got a senior circuit. You get 50, hey, you go hit around with them and play till you're 70 years later.
You can.
But in football, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you tell a guy in 17 seasons as a starter, he's played in 12 AFC Championship games, and it's his 8th appearance to the Super Bowl. So there's a chance he could win the Super Bowl, which would be number 6. He's probably going to win the MVP, and he walks away? I don't see that. Tom says he loves everything about the game. He loves competing. He loves the training. He loves the mental. He loves the preparation that it takes to be great, to be Tom Brady, because anything less is unacceptable for the standard that he set for himself. Skip, I played with John, and John Elway.
Yep.
I just remember the game was different then. It was a lot more physical for the quarterback than it is now.
That's true.
But he did the meetings, the mental grind of what it takes to be that top flight quarterback. That passion didn't burn like it.
Well, the fire went out.
Yeah.
I was shocked that he didn't come back because you guys had a chance.
The three-peat.
No one's ever done that.
Right. Peyton,
you had it right there. I'm like, you don't want to come back and try that?
And Peyton had the desire.
Yeah.
But
body broke down.
His body broke down.
Okay.
Tom has the desire. He still seems to me that he's able to play. And no, he's never been mobile. But he's taken some shots that probably he would have been able to get away from a couple of years, maybe 5, 6 years ago. But what he's able to do with his mind and the way he can get himself prepared every single year, I don't see him walking away, win, lose, or draw this Super Bowl. And I believe he plays 20 seasons with New England. I don't believe anyone else will ever approach that number, playing 20 years with one team. And to be because now, Skip, if you look at Tom Brady, he's just adding layers to the cake. He's already got a 10-layer cake. He's just being greedy now. He's just being gaudy. You know how you go to these places, Skip, they're like, okay, what you want? Make your ice cream. You get some Reese's Pieces, you get some Snicker bars, you get a cake batter, you get cookie dough, you're like, come on, dude, you don't even really need all that. Tom got a 10-layer cake. He's just adding confetti. He adding lemons. He sprinkles. He's just adding to it, Skip. But I don't see him walking away. I believe he plays 2 more years, 20, and wraps it up.
By the way, speaking of stats, we just talked about 30,000 with LeBron. So I read this last night. You lose track and sight of these things. So in this Super Bowl, Tom Brady has a very realistic chance of topping 10,000 passing yards in the postseason.
Yeah.
And next on the list at number 2 is Peyton, and I don't have it right in front of me, it's off the top of my head, but it was 7,000.
Yeah.
So he's just crushed number 2, Peyton Manning, and he's going to go over 10,000 playoff passing yards. Amazing. But I don't know that that's what he's doing right now.
No.
I don't think he's trying to build a monument to himself.
I bet if you ask him, he couldn't tell you how many passing yards he had.
He couldn't tell you. He keeps saying, I'm having too much fun. The quote to Giselle a year ago after last year's Super Bowl was, I'm sorry, babe, I'm having too much fun.
Yes.
Okay, well, do you begrudge him that?
No,
I don't.
No. Giselle begrudges it because she's like, I'm tired of being mom and dad. I'm tired of getting the kids ready.
I get it, and that is true.
Yeah.
And she's tired of worrying about concussions and lacerated hands and things that wives worry about.
Yes.
Because he's playing a really dangerous game. And this year he suffered through an Achilles, sore left shoulder, laceration. Who knows if he some wax to the head or not.
Yeah, I'm sure she's worried about after football.
Yeah, after
Right.
football,
Right.
no doubt. So I'm going to say it again. This man, according to Robert Kraft, told Robert Kraft, his owner, I want to play until I'm 45. So let's just say it's 4 more years, 4 more football seasons. This is the one guy in sports I keep telling you I do not bet against. And yet it's so ironic. Everywhere I've gone over the last 2 days on the west side of Los Angeles, everywhere I go, everybody I run into out in the streets or wherever I might be, all I hear about is Eagles going to get him. Eagles going to get him. And it's not Patriot hate. It's just Brady. I don't know if it's hate. I don't know if it's personal, but people are sick and tired of Tom Brady.
But that happens, Skip. I mean, we saw the Yankees. Can someone else win? Can someone else win? We just get tired. But if you follow the game and if you play the game, you know what goes into it to be this successful. And you're like, why are people begrudging when I'm up around the clock, basically trying to get get better at my craft?
Yeah.
That's what people, guys that play and athletes that play. You're like Serena, when she wins, like, can somebody else just win?
Greatness is boring because in order to be great, you have to be consistent.
And to be great, Skip, guess what? Tom Brady's missed a lot of little Vivian's. I think that's his daughter. He's missed a lot of recitals. He's missed a lot of soccer practice.
What's the oldest boy's name? Jack?
Jack.
A lot of that.
Yeah. So he's missed a lot of things.
I agree.
And Giselle's like, hun,
yeah,
I'm tired of going to these events solo. They know these kids have a mom and a dad, but you can't come because football games, football practice, as Ray said, click, click, click.
And he said in that documentary, you saw the preview, that he really enjoys 4 to 5 hour straight film sessions at home at night. Giselle?
All I got.
What are you doing, Giselle?
Yeah, I had 2 hours for your joy. Because you got to realize, Skip, what do you think you're doing at practice? When you're not practicing, guess what you're doing? You watching film. So he's watching film at work, and then he's coming home to us. Oh no, honey, honey, don't make me get this frying pan to you.
Okay, so there's some phenomenon going on out in America right now, outside of Patriot Nation. There's jealousy of Brady. There's resentment of Brady. Some people think he's a phony. He's a fraud. Nobody embraces, or outside Patriot Nation, embraces this guy the way they do. Even LeBron. I think LeBron is much more beloved than Tom Brady. Is that fair?
No.
I do. I get that. I think so.
Oh, no.
No, I do. But the point is, it wears on people because it still looks like he could play 4 more years. Again, I'm going to knock on wood because the problem with this whole discussion is if he suffers what we would call it, a catastrophic injury, a career-threatening injury, then all bets are off.
Right.
But since we have to go back to whatever it was, 2000, whatever, the Matt Castle year.
2008, because after that fantastic, historic season.
So I ask you, Sunday, throughout that game against a really good, young, fast defense, did you see one little glimpse or sign that told you he's not what he used to be, that he's on the real downside? Because I got to tell you, I saw no signs of age. I didn't see. He looked just like Tom Brady.
But that's the thing with greatness, Skip, is that sometimes it's gradual, but sometimes you step off a cliff because the level, the height at which you are, because Tom Brady is so high. So if he's 20,000 feet up, if he drops 10,000, you notice it, as opposed to somebody being only 10,000 up and they drop down to 6,000. You're like, well, hell, he wasn't that high to begin with. But when you come look at where Tom is, 12 AFC Championship games in 17 seasons as a starter. So basically, every other year, Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl. That's what you got. So 8 Super Bowl appearances, 17 seasons as a starter. So basically, every other year, pencil Tom Brady in for going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I got you. So here's one guy who has found a nutritional program and a stretching routine, pliability, whatever you want to call it, that is working for him because he appears to be shattering the mold. He's having more fun playing football, according to him, than he's ever had. So why couldn't he, like your mind tells you, 40 years old, that's it. He's going to fall off the cliff. What if he doesn't fall off the cliff? I mean, would you be shocked if he played 4 more years? Because I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
I would bet. I would bet a good chunk of my fortune, which isn't much, Joey, that he doesn't play 4 more years. But here's the thing, though, Skip. Getting in is the easy part. Is knowing when to get out that gets hard. And when you Tom Brady, for me, I think he'd be foolish to walk away, even if win, lose, or draw. I believe he's going to win the Super Bowl. I believe he's going to win the MVP. So he's 5-3 in the Super Bowl. there's nothing. There's no more accolades. We regard Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback to ever play in the 98-year history of the NFL. I don't win. So if he's 5-3, if he goes 6-2, does that change your perception of Tom Brady? No. If he goes 5-3, he's so far ahead of everybody else, Skip. Nobody's ever going to get this. It's kind of like Barry Bonds and the MVPs. Nobody's going to ever get 7. Nobody's ever going to 8 in a Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. Because guess why, Skip? Because what's tearing at the fabric now? Who gets the credit? Remember that ripped the dynasty of the Bulls apart.
It did.
Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause, they butted heads.
I was there.
Because Michael said it's me and these players,
He did.
and Jerry Krause said, no, it's the organization. We put this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq and Kobe. So for it to stay as long as it did is a feat in and of itself. So that's what's going to stop someone else from ever doing this. And the money is going to get so astronomical, Skip. You're going to have quarterbacks making $35 million a year.
Okay, but Tom Brady won the power struggle with Bill Belichick
Yeah.
thanks to the owner. The owner had to pick a side, and he picked Tom Brady's side. Is it possible that Brady lasts 4 more years and Belichick goes somewhere else?
Well, here's the thing, Skip. I think maybe both guys want to see if they can win a championship without the other. Because then it'll be a slam dunk.
It
Who
would
gets
be.
the credit?
I would agree.
So Tom is like, oh, okay. Go ahead on, Bill. Go ahead on. We'll have old Josh up in here, Josh McDaniels up in here. We go ahead. I mean, that might be the succession
Maybe.
plan. They go. But if Brady were to win a Super Bowl without Coach Belichick, well, Skip, if Coach Belichick were to win one, and I think Coach Belichick, I think Tom is, look, we can debate this. Tom might think it's him, Coach Belichick. I believe Tom was perfectly content because, hey, I'm just going to win. I'm just going to keep winning. Y'all debate all you want to. But I believe Coach Belichick deep down inside. Because the coach really, because we're going to always kind of side with the athlete, Skip, because he's in the arena. I mean, you say, well, yeah, but you ain't taking no shots. You ain't throwing no passes. Yeah. You're not avoiding but Coach Belichick puts this thing together. And I tend to lean to Coach Belichick because the Julian Edelmans, and how does he find these guys? Undrafted, the Malcolm Butlers.
Or how does Brady make it work with those guys?
Well, Malcolm Butler on the other side. Malcolm Butler saved his legacy. Oh, like Ray Allen. You remember that joint? Malcolm Butler.
I do remember that.
Malcolm Butler saved that legacy. Oh, Skip.
I do remember that.
Did he save his legacy? Yes or no,
Skip?
Skip?
That parade.
Skip.
Tom Brady was 13 of 15 for 124 yards against the Legion of Boom in the fourth quarter, down 10 points.
Can I ask you a question?
That saved the legacy.
Let me ask you a question. Seattle catches that touchdown. Malcolm Butler doesn't make that play. Does 13 and 15 matter? No.
It would to me.
No, it wouldn't.
He did his job.
Oh, like Ray Allen did his. Thank you. Skip, I'm glad you said, okay, let's go. Joe, what's the next question? Go ahead on.
Did
Is he
Belichick
admitting that Ray Allen saved LeBron's legacy?
I think he just did.
Only if you admit Malcolm Butler saved Tom Brady's legacy.
Why did he admit
He
that?
actually saved Belichick's legacy.
No, stop.
What happened on the previous play? Or the couple plays before?
Oh, the tip.
The bomb, like.
Well, I mean, Skip, you can't. I mean, that's like the David Tyree catch. If the guy gonna juggle the ball 17 times, fall on his back, and the ball fall in his arms, you basically say, God, it ain't for us today.
Okay.
Next up, Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel both have Heisman trophies, and they've both been criticized for their on-field cockiness and off-field behavior. Mayfield tried to distance himself from those comparisons at the Senior Bowl yesterday. Let's take a listen.
Everybody wants to portray the bad boy, the Johnny Manziel stuff, but no, I love the game of football. There's no doubt about that. Emotional player. I'll do what it takes to win. I love being around my teammates, and I love leading and having responsibility.
Shannon, is it fair to compare Mayfield to Manziel?
Absolutely. Because here's the thing. This is what we know, Skip. The way you project yourself is the way people view you. I mean, I don't know what Baker Mayfield doesn't get. So let me get this right. Johnny Manziel from Texas. Baker Mayfield from Texas. Both are undersized, probably going to measure out under 6 feet tall.
Both came from some money, too.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
Both won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Both had alcohol-related incidents off the field.
Correct.
Both, Johnny Manziel had the money sign. Baker Mayfield grabbed his crotch. Baker Mayfield also planted the OU in the middle of the bucket.
He did. Yeah.
So is it a leap to not compare these two, Skip?
Nope, it's not a leap.
It's not a leap. And I get why you're trying to distance yourself, because that's fine and good, swashbuckling but I'm going for a job interview. I got to clean up, Joey. I can't go in here with these raggedy tag clothes on, unshaven. I got to clean up. I'm nothing like Johnny Manziel.
You can't come into the interview acting like
Yeah, I
a
can't. Oh, I can't. Skip. I can't come in there with the mile hanging out my mouth, Joy. stocking cap on and all kind of. Got the tank top.
That's the real you.
Yeah, I can't go. I got. Cause I got to come in there like this. Here. Oh, how are you? Yeah, thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And by the way, Baker Mayfield can do that great.
Yes, exactly.
Around the adults. Yes, Mr. Cleaver. Yes, Mrs. Cleaver.
Exactly.
Yes. Just like Johnny could. They remind me of each other so much that way.
So you can understand, you can see, Skip,
yeah,
the brashness and some of the antics
yeah,
that they've displayed. So, Baker, you did this to yourself. I mean, and everybody, well, he just loves to win. I don't know how getting an alcohol-related incident or trying to run from the cops, I don't know how that helped you on the field. Because he got tackled, so clearly he's not that fast. He's not going to run fast in the 40 Skip. Because you saw that guy tackling? He took like 4 steps and the guy had it.
I don't think he's not nearly as fast as Johnny was, or as quick as Johnny, or as athletic as Johnny.
Well, maybe that police officer was an ex-athlete.
He might have been.
That's his. He caught him too. Nope.
That was a tackle now.
Yeah. So, Baker, I get why you're trying to do this. You want to distance yourself because you see how it didn't end well for Johnny Manziel. But some of the things that you've done would lead people to believe that you have a lot more Johnny Manziel than, say, Peyton Manning. And I'm sorry, but that's your own doing. That's what you projected, and that's what people see.
And by the way, one other comparison that's valid. Johnny Manziel had an incident at a fraternity house at the University of Texas, a rival of Texas A&M, and Baker Mayfield, not that Arkansas is a rival of Oklahoma, but what are you doing in Fayetteville, Arkansas, around the Arkansas campus? That's when that happened. You get busted for public intoxication, disorderly conduct, fleeing, and resisting arrest with lots of profanities to the cop. Okay?
Right.
Man. Okay, so let's look on the field. Again, Baker Mayfield grew on me. I'm a University of Oklahoma fan. I've watched every snap he's taken at Oklahoma. This year he grew on me because he is accurate.
Yeah.
He's got a whip of an arm, short or long. He can throw the deep ball. So his arm is better than Johnny's. He's not as quick or as fast as Johnny. He didn't have the escapability that Johnny does, but he has some mobility to him. What disturbed me I'm going to stay on the field first about Baker Mayfield was national semifinal. What did we see Deshaun Watson do in the semifinal and then in 2 finals against the University of Alabama? We saw him rise and shine and make play after play after play. Baker Mayfield gets the ball back. It's tied at 45 against Georgia with 55 seconds left. 1st and 10 at your 25, and you got 2 timeouts left, and you got to make a play. You got to be that guy, right? Show me you're that guy. Show me you're Deshaun. Nope. You get the ball twice in overtime, and you wind up with a field goal because you went nowhere, and you get a blocked field goal because you basically went nowhere.
Correct.
I'm sorry. It disturbed me. Yet we came in here the next day, and Charlie Weiss, who knows a whole lot of football, sat right in that chair, and he said, for me, it's over. I want that kid. I'm taking 1st overall because you can't teach what's inside him. The competitive streak he has, that's beyond Johnny. I'm going to give you that. Maybe he does have sort of a love of the game that's beyond Johnny's. But off the field, I am troubled. Now, Johnny, I knew Johnny. I have a lot of sources around Johnny. His alcohol problems turned to drug problems, according to my sources, once he got to Cleveland. Okay, I'm hoping Baker is not going down that road.
Right.
But I do know, because I also have some pretty good Oklahoma sources, Baker likes the nightlife. He likes to hit the clubs.
Well, you can't be a successful NFL quarterback doing that.
Okay, but again, am I condemning him for that? No, because some get away with it. Some can do it and contain themselves.
Not the quarterback skill.
Okay, all right. But
many years ago, when people tell stories about Kenny Stabler, say the reason why he stayed out, he said they had a jukebox, and I can study my playbook by the jukebox light.
Yeah, right.
Well,
they have special lights that clip onto the.
That was a different day and time.
That was a different.
Joe Namath. I mean,
Skip. When I first got into the league, Greg Townsend, I remember walking by the locker room. This is halftime of a game. He's sitting on his helmet smoking a cigarette. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. For real?
Well, about half of them smoked back in the 60s.
So that's what you would never see that now, but that's what that was then. But Skip, think about it. Johnny Manziel, what was his signature win? He went on the road and beat
Tuscaloosa. Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, signature win. What did he do, Skip?
Yeah.
Went on the road to the horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So, Baker, you guys have a lot more in common, maybe, than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get why you're trying to do it. You're going for the job interview. You want to clean up. But all these issues are on your resume.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all these interviewers, the Broncos coaches, they're coaching the North. But everybody's going to see that. They're going to see, you're going to job interview. Okay, you graduated from, okay, you went to Harvard. You got a 4.0.
By the way, your Broncos requested Baker.
Yes. Yeah, you student body president, you wrote for the school newspaper. All that's going to be on there, Skip. What's alcohol-related incident. You can you talk to me about that? So they're going to ask you questions about that, Baker. They're going to ask you questions about the crotch grab. I don't understand how you grabbing your crotch makes you more competitive or how that helps you win a game, but okay, you explain it how you want to explain it. But there's too many similarities for people not to leap.
I agree.
And that's not even leap, for people not to walk into that conclusion that you and Baker, you and Johnny Manziel have a lot of similarities.
And finally, they have a size similarity in that Johnny at the combine measured 5 feet 11 inches and 3/4.
But he was listed at 6'1" in the media guide.
He was. Baker listed at 6'1". He's probably a little taller, maybe 6-ish, somewhere in that 6'125", somewhere. I don't know.
But you know what happens, Skip?
Yeah.
People will shake every tree trying to shake out a Drew Brees or a Russell Wilson. They will disregard the 98-year history of 6 foot and under quarterbacks not panning out, but they see what Russell Wilson has been able to do. They see what Drew Brees has been able to do, and they say, well, if they did it, but what does the 98-year data of the NFL
I agree,
quarterbacks
but
do?
your new coach going into next year, Vance Joseph, said yesterday, hey, Drew Brees figured it out. Baker Mayfield can figure it out. Okay, that was his quote. Really? Okay. So, gut feeling on these 4 top quarterbacks, and they said, by the way, Josh Allen yesterday in his first Senior Bowl practice, a little inaccurate, had kind of a rough day throwing the football.
Nervous,
a little nervous. Yeah, from Wyoming. I told you, 2 games against Iowa and I think it was Boise State.
The bowl game?
Or when the bowl, they played Central Michigan in the bowl, I think. I didn't watch the bowl game.
I saw a little bit of it.
I just saw the 2 regular season. And he didn't look great, but then everybody says he doesn't have any help around him. They're not a very good football team.
Well, he got help at the Senior Bowl because those are the best of the best.
Okay, we'll see how they perform all the way up to Saturday. But my gut feeling on Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Baker Mayfield, I just feel already that they're all somewhat flawed. Like you may look back at this class and say, like this isn't the year with the guy who's going to change your life, the one guy. I'm not sure.
But Skip, this quarterbacks are like oil drillers. They'll go belly up trying to find that guy. And a lot of times you got to go belly up before eventually you do find that guy. Now, you're not going to – every once in a while you'll look into a situation like Green Bay, and you'll go Brett Favre for 15 years, and you'll have Aaron Rodgers for another 15 years. Or you have Peyton and Indy, and then you get Andrew Luck. But, Skip, normally when you have an all-time great quarterback, you go 10, 15, 20 years of lean time before you get another one. Yeah. But you got to have it. It's so valuable now, that guy. It used to be, Skip, if you had a okay quarterback, you could run the ball, play defense. No.
So you do not want your Broncos to take Baker Mayfield with what, the 5th overall?
I want Cuz. I want my cousin.
Ooh, boy,
want my cousin. No, I want Alex Smith.
Oh.
And I think
so you want to be mired in mediocrity.
No. We get Cuz. Cuz going to make that thing happen.
No.
Well, I wouldn't put my money on Cleveland taking
the correct guy.
Oh, they're traded for a kicker. Who the number 1 rated kicker?
Well, I'm just saying because they took a risk on Johnny Manziel, and that didn't quite pan out for them.
But you risked Johnny Manziel, but Deshaun Watson had no flags, had nothing.
Oh, look.
You don't want him. Carson Wentz
Trying
had
to
nothing.
break down how the Cleveland Browns draft is another conversation altogether. Will more players get involved in social issues like Chris Long? We'll discuss that next.